Welcome to Bookkast, where we bring you bestsellers in minutes.
I love that tagline, bestsellers in minutes. It's so catchy.
You know, we try.
Yeah.
I am ready to take a deep dive into Wild Side by Elsie Silver.
Okay.
The third book in this Rose Hill series, and you shared some excerpts with me.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. This book is... It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
An obsession.
I mean, an obsession.
A total obsession.
Now, just so you know,
Yeah.
these excerpts that you gave me, they do have some content warnings.
Okay.
There are references to addiction and drug use, death by overdose,
Yeah.
and they touch on themes of child welfare and abuse and neglect.
Right.
Now, it is important to note that all of these are off-page,
Okay.
and the author actually consulted with a lawyer and a clinical therapist
Oh, wow.
to make sure that she was handling these sensitive areas appropriately.
Yeah, that's great.
So our mission today is to figure out what makes this book so popular.
Okay.
Why are people so obsessed with this book?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Why are these initial chapters so gripping?
Okay.
We're going to unpack the main characters, the conflicts, all that.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with that initial encounter.
Okay.
When Tabitha, the sister of the new tenant, arrives to speak with Rhys.
Yes. She barges in pretty much.
Oh, she barges in? She is...
messing around.
No, she's very assertive.
Confrontational.
Oh, absolutely. Almost confrontational.
Yeah. I mean, she basically tells him, I need to talk to you now while my sister's not here.
Right. And Rhys is like, whoa.
Yeah, he's totally thrown.
Yeah, he's thrown.
I mean, this is not what he expected.
This is not what he expected at all.
No, he wanted a quiet tenant, someone unobtrusive. And
Yeah.
he gets Tabitha,
And he gets Tabitha.
who is anything but.
But even with that tension,
Yes.
did you sense some chemistry?
Oh my gosh, yes, right away. That mutual once-over.
Oh, yeah.
That look, they give each other.
Uh-huh.
They are so aware of each other.
Yes, and it makes you think, is there more to this
Absolutely.
than just this initial conflict?
There's something simmering beneath the surface,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes, and I was surprised by how upfront Tabitha is
Oh, yeah.
about her sister's struggles with prescription drugs.
Right away lays down the law.
Yeah.
Like, these are not allowed in the house.
Yeah.
She is so protective of Erica.
Yeah,
I mean, she says my sister is charming and beautiful, and she's finally back on track.
right,
But then she says, never say never.
right.
And you know there's a history there.
You know there's a history there.
This is not the first time that she's had to protect her sister.
And then we get that glimpse into the past
Yes.
with the flashback to when Tabitha was desperately searching for her sister
Yes, during those housing crises.
and the places that she looked.
It's just heartbreaking.
The hospitals, the police detachment,
To shelter,
the shelter under a bridge.
a campground.
It's just...
I mean, you really get a sense of how vulnerable Erica was
Yes.
and how terrified Tabitha was.
And you can feel that weight that she carries with her.
And that promise she made,
Never again.
never again. I'm never going to let her end up like that.
And so when she finds out that Rhys is somehow involved,
Oh, she loses it.
she is furious.
It's like this protective rage
Uh-huh.
takes over.
And there's this mystery
Yes.
about how Erica ended up at this party,
With this guy, no one knows who he is.
and Tabitha immediately blames Rhys.
Of course.
Right.
He's the one who disrupted Erica's life,
Right.
got her off track.
Right. And then when Erica dies,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the rage must be just overwhelming.
Overwhelming, and she wants revenge.
Yes, he wants revenge.
But she has to take care of Milo.
She has Milo to think about.
Yeah, he needs her now more than ever.
She's dealing with the grief and the anger.
And she has 3 days to pack up Erica's entire life.
And then we get that confrontation where
Yeah.
Rhys is insisting on needing Erica's permission
No, it's like so cold.
to enter the unit.
Yeah.
It seems...
Bureaucratic.
Yes.
In the face of such grief.
Right.
You know.
And for Tabitha, who's already on edge,
Of course.
it just seems so insensitive.
Yeah, it makes her even more defensive.
Uh-huh.
And then she just breaks down.
She breaks down.
Tells him that Eric is dead.
Yes, and that she's the next of kin.
It's just raw emotion
Raw emotion.
pouring out of her.
You'd think that that would soften Rhys up a little bit,
I know, but he doesn't.
but he doesn't.
He actually gets physical,
Yes, when she tries to slam the door, he
stops her.
stops her, puts his foot in the door.
So much tension.
Yes.
Physical tension on top of the emotional tension.
And we see Tabitha packing.
Yeah.
It's just chaos.
She's exhausted. She's grieving
And then they have this awkward conversation.
about Erica's things,
And you can tell that Tabitha's just,
misinterpreting everything Rhys says.
yes, she thinks he's blaming her.
Yeah, and she's already feeling guilty.
Yes, the what ifs.
Could I have done more?
Right.
Could I have saved her?
And when you hear about all that Tabitha did for Erica and Milo,
I know she was there for them every step of the way.
The visits, the childcare, working her schedule around them.
Taking on debt to help them pay for treatment.
She was their lifeline.
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and you can understand that resentment.
The feeling of being taken advantage of.
But also that guilt.
Yeah.
And then Rhys drops the bomb.
About the will.
About Erica's will.
Tabitha's like, what?
Yeah, she doesn't believe it.
Doesn't make sense.
Right.
Erica having a will, why would she have a will?
And she's suspicious.
Suspicious of Rhys, of course.
What was his relationship with her?
Exactly.
Why would she leave anything to him?
Right, what's he up to?
And their reactions to Erica's death.
So different.
Tabitha's just raw grief.
Yeah.
Rhys seems so calm.
I know she thinks he's cold.
Uh-huh.
That he doesn't even care.
And then there's that sound.
The laughter.
Yes.
A woman and a child.
Coming from Rhys's property.
It just changes everything.
It really does.
Makes you wonder what's going on.
Yes. And then we meet Milo.
Oh, sweet Milo.
And that interaction with the caterpillar
So cute.
shows their bond.
Yeah, they're close.
But then Milo runs to Rhys.
And jumps right into his arms.
Yes, like they have this special connection.
I know, Tabitha's stunned.
She is stunned.
It's like everything she thought she knew about Rhys is wrong.
And it makes you wonder, what did Erica tell her about race?
And why is Milo so comfortable with him?
Right. And Tabitha has her own history with the foster system.
Right?
So she is determined to protect Milo.
She doesn't want him going through that.
No. And then
Oh, gosh.
her parents show up.
At Rhys's house.
I know, it's a curveball.
It's like, what are they doing here?
But they're all concerned about Milo.
Yeah, despite all the tension.
Right. Maybe they can work together.
It's possible.
And then Trixie shows up.
Yeah.
Someone impartial.
Right?
Who emphasizes the importance of putting Milo first.
He needs safety and love.
Yes. A community. A team.
Right. Everyone working together for him.
And then Rhys reveals that he can only stay in Rose Hill for a limited time.
Because of his work.
And Tabitha's like, what do you do?
Yeah, she's curious.
Very curious. And Rhys is reluctant to talk about it.
Like he's hiding something.
Right. And he says entertainment industry.
That's so vague.
So vague.
And Tabitha immediately jumps to porn.
I know, I laughed out loud when I read that.
Me too. It's funny, but also kind of sad.
Right, because it shows how little they know each other.
Yeah, and how much is left unsaid.
And Rhys is having his own internal struggle.
With being Milo's guardian.
Right.
He doesn't understand why Erica chose him.
And you can feel that attraction
Between them.
simmering under the surface.
Even though they're fighting.
Tabitha's anger seems like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, and Rhys offers to follow her home.
Which is a bold move.
Very bold.
But it shows he's interested.
Oh yeah, he's definitely interested.
And we see Tabitha replaying that night.
In her head.
Yeah. Could she have prevented Erica's death?
That guilt is eating her alive.
And they're essentially strangers.
Thrown into this intense situation.
Then West shows up, the friendly neighbor.
Yeah. He's a nice contrast to Rhys.
Yes. And we get to see Tabitha at work.
In the kitchen.
Yes, she's a chef.
And she's tough.
Demanding.
She runs a tight ship.
But she's also attracted to Rhys.
She compares him to a lion playing with its food.
Which is such a great image.
It is. It captures their dynamic perfectly.
The power imbalance.
The danger.
And then there's the banter with Scotty.
Yeah. He's a flirt.
He is.
And Tabitha and Rhys are teasing each other.
Calling him mean.
It's like a little crack in the ice.
Yes. Maybe they can be playful.
Maybe.
But Tabitha's determined to figure Rhys out.
Yeah, she made a promise to Erica.
To look after Milo.
And she's gonna keep it?
Even if she's falling for Rhys. And Rhys is starting to realize that he wants this.
He wants to be a part of Milo's life.
He wants to be in Rose Hill.
That's a big shift.
It is.
From obligation to actually wanting it.
And they agree that he can stay in the basement.
For now.
For now.
A temporary truce.
And they're starting to show each other consideration.
Like Tabitha leaving him food.
And Rhys knowing that she has a gun.
Yeah. It's like they're starting to trust each other.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Well, this deep dives into Wild Side.
Has been a whirlwind.
It has.
Grief, suspicion, attraction.
It's all there.
And that ending.
I know.
What's gonna happen next?
I can't wait to find out.
Me neither.
You can see that there's going to be a relationship.
Between Tabitha and Rhys.
Yes.
But it's gonna be complicated.
Very complicated.
So many obstacles.
And so many questions.
Like, what did Erica really feel about Rhys?
And what does he really do for work?
And can they put their differences aside for Milo?
This book has it all.
It does.
Compelling characters, high stakes, and a romance that will keep you guessing.
A total page-turner.
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive into Wild Side.
It was fun.
It was fun.
I can't wait for the next one.
Remember, you can get more bestsellers in minutes right here on Bookkast.
Bestsellers in minutes. I love it.
Until next time.